Namaste and welcome to Ananda Yoga Restorative Teacher Training. My name is Melody Hansen and it is my joy to be sharing this course with you. Before I introduce the course, I'd like to share a little bit about my background with Hatha Yoga, Restorative Yoga, and Yoga Therapy. I first started teaching yoga and meditation in 2006 after I took my 200-hour at the Ananda School of Yoga and Meditation, where I teach regularly to students of all ages and capability levels. In 2008, I was trained in restorative yoga, and since then I've taught over 100 restorative yoga classes and led several in-person trainings at the Expanding Light Retreat in Northern California. I've also been trained in prenatal yoga, which I teach regularly, and I'm a certified Ananda yoga therapist with IAYT. As a yoga therapist, I've noticed that common to any stress reduction technique is putting the body in a comfortable position with gentle attention directed toward the breath. This means that restorative positions are highly effective for getting our students out of the fight or flight response and into the relaxation response. As more scientific research is being done, studies are showing that restorative yoga is therapeutic for the body, the mind, and the emotions. Fortunately, restorative yoga is becoming more well recognized in the yoga scene today with retreats, workshops, and teacher trainings. And it's common to see restorative yoga incorporated into regular yoga classes, for example, at the end of the class in substitution for Shavasana. Restorative yoga has always been one of my favorite styles to teach because most people love it and everybody can benefit from it, especially if you're living in a fast-paced culture. Now, restorative yoga can be a powerful practice, even though it may look like all we're doing is lying around. There's actually a lot more going on. And I have a story to share with you. Years ago, when I was teaching a restorative yoga retreat, it was a weekend program, I was sharing with the group that restorative poses are especially good to practice when you're feeling ill, fatigued, low energy, stressed out, or you're going through a major change in life, such as a change in your job, home, a relationship, or you're grieving the loss of a loved one. And after I shared this, I was letting them know that the poses help you to cope with these changes you're going through. A woman spoke up in the group and she said, "The reason I've come to this restorative retreat is that my mother just passed away, and I'm going through a grieving process right now." And you could really see in her face, in her body language, that she was holding on to emotional tension, grief, sadness, as well as anxiety and stress that her family was going through at this time. The next day, we practiced 2 full Ananda Yoga restorative routines. And on the final day of the retreat, as we were wrapping it up and talking about how to take our practice home with us, this woman shared something else. She said, "You know, I never had a good relationship with my mom, but while I was in one of the restorative poses yesterday, I felt as though she was smiling down upon me. And there was this beautiful closure that happened between me and my mom." And you could just see when she was sharing this with us that there was light in her eyes, there was joy in her face, and most importantly, there was a sense of peace in her heart. And so just after a day of restorative yoga practice, this woman was a completely different person. And so there are some unique features to Ananda Yoga Restorative, which you'll get to experience in this course. So you'll not only be learning how to teach restorative, but you'll get to experience it for yourself, which is why so many people love this training. But I think an important thing to note about this story is that when I was teaching the restorative class, I had no idea this healing was going on between this woman and her mother's spirit. All I was doing was holding a safe space for this healing to happen that was needed. And so this is really our duty as restorative yoga teachers, is to support and nurture our students by setting aside authority, instructive language, and instead taking on the role as caregiver and guide. Because when we can truly nurture our students in a way that is really needed, it's a highly rewarding experience for us as well as for them. So thank you for joining me for this course. I really look forward to getting to know you and sharing in this experience together with these very sacred teachings.